as I mentioned, I'm really excited about. Mike's the associate professor at the City University of Hong Kong.
Correct. Thanks for knowing this.
And we're going to talk about social media in China. And this was really, really interesting how it the last time I saw it, and I'm really excited to hear what's new this time around. So you guys give a big welcome to Mike Yao.
Well, this is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and because I grew up in California and I went to school in California and I moved back to China. I was born in China, but I study and I do research and teach in an area that's slightly gray area. It's outside of China. We get to look at China from the perspective, an international perspective. And I was saying that recently, the social change at every single level is just not comprehensible. It's very difficult to grasp that kind of fast, rapid social change. And think about it, what does it mean for a 1.3 billion people market, 457 million internet users in the virtual world, and how that's going to change the game. But there's one conclusion, that Chinese internet users are a lot more social than the users in the rest of the world. They are a lot more active in making contributions. They share a lot more. They express a lot more, and they use it a lot more. And that China is a complicated country. They don't want the foreign companies or the international companies to go in. It's domestic market, and they're very self-protective of that. So they're not afraid of copying other people's successful products. So for every single international platform, in terms of the popular social media, Facebook, there's an answer, a domestic answer in China. And it's just as big, as active, perhaps even bigger in many ways. So for Facebook, there's a none. If you happen to use this or come across this, it's listed now on the stock exchange in New York and it's traded. And it's almost identical. The features, the things, it's particularly about 5 years ago when they first started, it's ridiculous how much they copied. But now it's evolving and it's being localized, but nevertheless, it's pretty much the same platform. For YouTube, there's Youku. People share videos, it's almost the same platform. For Twitter, there's the microblog. There are two giant microblog, Weibo, they call it, or literally translates to microblog, or microblogging. And there's some disagreement in terms of statistics on the actual number of users. The picture is from the statistics released by the companies in terms of how many subscribers they have. The text, which I trust more, is from the official China Internet Research Center in Beijing, or short for CNIC is their acronym. Regardless, so the text presents a more conservative estimate, and on the right, the graph shows the actual growth chart of the data released by the company. Nevertheless, we're talking about at the end of 2010, we have 63 million users of microblog, and by July, 6 months, we have 195. 42% or 40% of Chinese internet users and 34% of Chinese mobile internet users this microblog. And in China, the dominant platform is not laptop computer, it's not desktop computer, it's a smartphone. This is the biggest challenge they face because before we already have that problem. Okay, audiences' reaction to advertising do not directly translate to purchasing behavior. But now we're adding another layer of problem because it's so easy to like something. And when you're a company, you don't know if somebody clicked like on your Facebook page, he's not going to visit another competitor and also like that too. So there's really very different. It's a different way of thinking, gouging, affinity or measuring sort of liking or this type of consumer behavior. There's very little study. We don't know that. We are all reacting on our instinct and also our historic knowledge generated from many years of professional practice. But there's actual very little empirical evidence or research to suggest any of the online virtual behavior that people engage is going to translate into real life behaviors that actually matters. I think it is changing the world. It is changing the society. Social media has a lot of potential for business and for political and for social movements. But let's not be fooled, okay, by this kind of blind hype, this energy says tomorrow we're going to overthrow this dictator, or we're going to do something, we're going to make a lot of money in that market. It's a very treacherous territory, has all kinds of barriers, and there are ways that you can avoid it, but nevertheless it requires thinking, it requires strategizing, it requires a lot of planning. Okay, that's all I have, and I think I have a few minutes for